You're just talking about Spielberg, and I don't want to sound like I'm talking trash, but earlier when you were discussing the concept of a movie like RRR being done as like a straight revolutionary drama epic, you know,
Mhm.
and you were saying how like it's possible in the right hands that a movie like this could be elevated by going absolutely straight and just, making the most epic, incredible, dramatic movie out of it that you could. Um, but then you were like saying, but there's a chance that it could be really dull and suck, you know?
Mhm.
And in my head, as you were saying that, I was thinking to myself, well, you better hope that like Spielberg or David Lean or someone like that does it and not Edward Zwick.
That definitely. No, if David Zwick was doing it, there would be some
I mean, Edward Zwick.
white guy, Edward Zwick, yeah. No, but I guess there was a white woman here that was like playing that part, Tom
I
Cruise
don't
part.
think I know what you're referring to, and I do not think that Tom Cruise was the problem with that movie.
No, but I know that movie is like a big example of the whole white savior thing that people are always upset about, or
Yeah.
generally just putting the white actor in a movie that's filled with like ethnic, people.
I'm actually surprised that you went with Last Samurai instead of Glory.
Well,
Same
Glory is an
director.
example of him being a better filmmaker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
Although
yeah,
Glory is good.
both of those movies are his better movies, though.
Yeah,
yeah,
what are his other movies? I remember like basically he's got a thing about like spoiling very good premises.
Blood
Well, I
Diamond.
don't know if I'd call it spoiling, but I do
Yeah,
know. I recall a much older conversation we were having over dinner or something like that one time about how Edward Zwick. Gil, I think you said it actually, but you were saying how he's good, but he's not. But basically, in someone else's hands, in a great filmmaker's hands, you could take the same cast and the same script and make like a really amazing film or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still haven't seen Blood Diamond. I actually have we have the
Oh,
DVD of it, but I still
it's
actually
okay.
watched that. But I saw
um,
Defiance. That was with Daniel Craig, right? Defiance.
yeah.
Defiance.
That was not a
Oh,
very good film.
that's a good example. That's a good example
Yeah,
of what we were just talking about. Because in the hands of someone like Spielberg, that could be a movie that we would still be talking about today, rather than a movie when you said it and I said Defiance, like with a big question mark after it. Because
yeah.
it took
Yeah,
me a minute to remember what you were talking about.
yeah. No,
I,
it's yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, where he broke the mold, I actually think, I mean, one of his most underrated movies, The Siege. Uh,
Mm.
I mean, that movie kind of got overlooked in 1998 when it came out, and then 9/11 happened, and it's like, holy shit, he predicted this.
The
But
reason that I brought or I brought him up was simply because of that conversation I was just referring to,
yeah,
because of the fact that like I mean I do like his movies. I think I
yeah,
like more of his movies that I've seen than dislike them. I think he
yeah,
makes good movies, but I do think that once Gil said that, I never forgot that, because
yeah.
in a more capable director's hands, I'm just going to go down the list here. Let's say Glory for sure,
Mhm.
Legends of the Fall, definitely Courage Under Fire, maybe The Siege because The Siege is pretty great. Maybe The Last Samurai, definitely Blood Diamond, definitely Defiance, and the all of those ones for sure that I just said could have been significantly better if they were made by really phenomenal directors. The less we say about Jack Reacher 2, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know how we got on on that topic, but
I was talking trash.
yeah.
That's my fault.
But yeah, no, it is an interesting subject of conversation generally. Like a bonus subject, I guess, like the whole idea of like, tone, like tone in movies is probably the most important thing. I mean, I think a lot of directors like say that. Bergman was also very big about tone. I think that's why he said Tarkovsky was like his favorite director, because because like he was all about tone to a fault.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. But ultimately, I guess that's what movies are like. It's all like about the audience. Like once the filmmaker makes the movie, it's up to the audience to interpret that and enjoy it or not. And you might have movies that just really work, and then others that don't. Like for example, like you think I just saw an article the other day about Donnie Darko, and it was saying something
The
about
greatest David Lynch movie that David Lynch didn't direct.
yeah, I guess so. That's true, but that movie doesn't make sense almost at all. But something about it is just so captivating and just
Fantastic
works.
movie.
Yeah, it's like very enjoyable to watch, and there's a few gimmicky like stuff that's also enjoyable. It's like the slow motion with the music and stuff. Like it just really goes all out. It was kind of like his the way Aronofsky went with Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
That that movie too was all about the tricks and the tone and the going for all these things that are just made it such a captivating watching experience.
Yeah.
Which is actually weird that he scaled back from that. I guess with Pi, he started with this handheld thing, and then I guess Requiem for a Dream and The Fountain were almost a departure for him, and then he went back to this whole handheld thing that he started with. But it's interesting that yeah, like that some directors go for that stuff, and and when it works, um like in Requiem and like in Donnie Darko, it really works. Even if the movie, at least Donnie Darko, is meaningless. Like it almost like there's all this
It's
sophistication
not
to it and the
meaningless.
time travel and stuff, but it's so like not comprehensible. But while you're watching it, you're enjoying it. You don't know why, and that's a cinematic experience. You can't fight it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were talking about tone, and one of the things that jumped into my mind was because like you said, tone can really affect how an audience sees something, whether they accept it or not. My brother, well, I should say one of my brother's friends and I remember really loved the Clive Owen movie Shoot 'Em Up, which is a ridiculous, silly action movie, but it has a fantastic self-aware tone to it. And I remember being very surprised to find out that one time when he and I were talking about it, that my brother walked into the room and was like rolling his eyes. He really did not like that movie. Like he just, it's not that he didn't get it, he just didn't enjoy it at all. He didn't like what they were offering in the movie. And it's just all about tone. He thought it was stupid, you know and it's just, and yet I think many people like me really just clicked with it. We were just like loved it.